Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Candid Live. My name is Ryan Moffat, and it's great to have you here. It's good to see all your little smiling faces. Oh, yeah. Hope everybody's had a great day. The weather has been incredible around these parts of wonderful Carrickfergus. I don't know what it's like for all of our other listeners out there who are in different parts of the world, but tonight is your time to let us know. So get on the comments below. Let us know who you are, where you're from, and what was your weather like. Just let us know. So all of our friends who usually watch in from the States, a couple of friends in from Germany as well. Guys, get commenting. Let us know what it was like in your part of the woods. We've got a great show for you guys tonight. We have a couple of really cracker ones for you. We have the video in the vault later on, which Jack Burley's going to bring to us as he performed the Hard to Be the Bard from that Shakespearean revolution that was Something Rotten, which is a hilarious musical. I love it. I love all those comedy musicals. I really do. Just like Spam a lot and things like that. I just think they're great. And then we also have Sophie's Insta, because Sophie's Instagram is tearing it up currently. So that's a little bit of the Sophie and Jack show for you guys tonight. It's a little bit of those two bantering back and forth to see what they're up to. So that'll be cool. Thank you. First and foremost, can I just say a big thank you to all of you guys who commented and prayed with me for my brother-in-law as we update on him. He's out of hospital now. He is safely back at home resting, and he's on different medication, but we're just keeping a wee eye on him as well. So please do continue to pray for him. Please continue to pray also for my sister-in-law, as she's very heavily pregnant as well. So I really appreciate all those comments coming in last night. For those ones who saw the video I posted earlier on where it was a sweaty mess down at the studio working away there trying to clear up some stuff, yes, I decided to give in and I've hired a digger, so it's coming in next week. The thing is though, I get to control it, so I'm a bit worried, so we'll see how that kind of goes. A couple of comments coming in so far. So hello Taylor and hello Connor. How's it going, Ryan? I'm good. I am not too bad at all, Connor. Thank you very, very much for your little hi there. So keep the comments coming in, folks. It's great to see you all here. Let's figure out. Oh yes, my car broke down the other day, which is well, only 2-year-old. Thank you very much, Agnews. Charge Hurst, that's the way to go, people. We'll talk more about that later with Sarah. So I got a courtesy car. It's all sorted. So I'm back on the road now. Been down clearing out the studio, and we've been in talks with Scheiden Woods from Canada, Fred Astaire Latin and Ballroom Company, who was actually the first guest on the show, if you remember back all those months ago. And we were talking about Broadway to Belfast and trying to figure out a plan A, plan B, or plan C, all that kind of stuff. But we're still dying to get him over. So even hopefully international travel will be lifted by then. Keeping every finger crossed, but we will do what's in the government's best kind of understanding about all of that. Okay, so this week, folks, you'll see down here, this is our charity, little Stand By Me. There's the QR code, so please do, if you can, please do donate to that wonderful charity. We're going to show you another video that Johnny sent me through about the charity and about what they're doing at the minute. If you'll remember from Tuesday night's show, their appeal is all to do with their food banks. So the kids would normally come to school to get their 2 daily meals a day, but obviously the schools, even in Africa, have also closed due to this pandemic. So they're now trying to figure out different sources and streams to get the food to the kids. But that still requires funding, folks. That still requires money. And that's what Candid Live's here for. We're here to raise money, here to shine a little bit of hope and love around Northern Ireland and other parts of the world. So here is our other Stand By Me video.
ሰላም ስሜ ማሳይ ፀሐይ ይባላል። እድሜ 9 ነው። የምኖረው ኢትዮጵያ ውስጥ ነው። የምኖረው ከእናቴና ከእህቴ ጋር ነው። ቤታችን 2 ክላስ ነች። ውሃ ሁሉ ጊዜ አመጣም፣ ከሌላ ቦታ እናመጣለን። አልጋ የለንም። መሬት ለመተኛት አይመችም። አሻንጉሊቶች ብዙ የሉም ቤት ውስጥ። ብዙ ጊዜ እንጫወተው ጠጠርና ገመድ ነው። ከትምህርት ስመለስ እቃ በማጠብ ቡና በመውቀጥ ቡና በማፍላት እናቴ እረዳታለሁ። ለዶሮቹ በቆሎ ወቅጫ በላቸዋለሁ፣ አጠጣቸዋለሁ። ጡንቻዬም ትልቅ ነው። ሽንት ቤት ግቢያችን ውስጥ የለም። በጋራ የምንጠቀመው ሽንት ቤት ድሮ ብዙ በጎች ነበሩ ያሉት። የባሰለቀብን አሁን ትንሽ በጎች ናቸው። አንዳንዴ ዝናብ ሲዘንብ ጣራችን ያንጠባጥባል። ለማጥናትም ለመተኛት አይመችም። ድሮ ምግብ ማላገኝበት ጊዜ አለ። አሁን ግን ከትምህርት ቤት ቁርስም ምሳም እንሰራለን። ትምህርት ቤት ስል ደስ የሚለኝ ከልጆች ጋር አብሬ ምሳ ስበላ አብሬ ስጫወት ካሉት ትምህርቶች ሁሉ በጣም ወደው ሳይንስ ነው። አንድ ቋይሜ ጫማ ይገዛልናል። ለዛ ደግሞ በጣም አመሰግናለሁ። ሳቢ ትልቅ ሰው ሲሆን ፕሮፌሰርም መሆን እፈልጋለሁ።
Well, folks, there you go. That is Stand By Me. That's some of the stuff that they're currently doing. So you'll be able to use this QR code that will go to our PayPal account, and you'll be able to make donations to them, and we'll pass them on to them, okay? And then also, I'll put the URL into our comments during the interview, and you will be able to comment as well. Or put some money into that. So we were just speaking there and had this name pop up. This is Kathy. You can see your comment coming up on my screen right now. She says, Kathy, watching. So we just found out who Kathy is. So Kathy, I know who you are, and thank you for watching. It's good to see you. It's good to have you here. So folks, we're going to get to the big interview. We're going to bring her on screen right now. We're going to unmute her microphone. We're going to get the audience to give a massive round of applause as we bring on, this is Sarah Lyle, everybody. Woo woo! Hey
Hello.
Sarah, how are you?
I'm very good, Ryan. Doing well. How are you?
I am not too bad at all. I was saying to you before we came online that I'd taken the kids out for a drive this afternoon and went to see a few other people and social distancing and all that from the car window. And the car that I've got for courtesy car, the car clock was an hour behind. So I was, whenever Amy phoned me, she's like, Ryan, you know it's nearly 6 o'clock. I'm like, Amy, it's 5 o'clock. It's 5 o'clock. I've got loads of time. She's like, no, it's 6 o'clock. Get home. I'm like, "Argh." But that's a good wife who I've got who's kind of looking after me and keeping things going, which is fun. So yeah, it's a bit of a crazy day so far. Your mum has just commented to say hi. She says, hi, Sarah.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mum. I love that about this show. Like everybody's mum or dad or granny or granda peeps in at some point to say hi. It's really cool. And then we've got Jenny and Noah who are watching right now.
That's my sister and my
it's a
nephew.
family
And they're
reunion.
in Leeds.
They're in Leeds.
Yeah.
See, I told you. Well, it's all over the UK, this show.
Hi,
and all over.
sis. Hi, Noah.
And then who's Ricky? Who's Ricky?
That's my brother.
There you go, Sarah. It's as if I phoned them all to get them here to come on the show. There you go.
know.
They're all coming through. If there's
Hi,
anybody
Ricky.
else out there who is part of Sarah's family, comment now. Let us know who's watching. So that would be really cool. Love it, love it, love it.
You can always rely on your family, Ryan, can't you?
100%. My mum pops into this show now and again as well, and if I'm talking too long, she's like, Ryan, you need to stop. Ryan, you need to stop. Get off the air. Get off the air. Sophie, her favourite babysitter, is watching. Oh my days. Sophie Scott.
That's my next door neighbour.
Yay! I love it. I love it. I love it.
Hi, Sophie.
That's amazing. That is class. Well, Sarah, thanks very much for coming on to Candid Live.
You're very welcome.
That's exactly what it says in the tin. It's a very informal interview just to kind of get to know some local people, some international people. And you were one of the ones, whenever I was putting this all together, I was thinking through different names, writing them all down on a jotter, and I thought, you know what, I don't want to get more local directors. And we've obviously worked together before, and I was like, Sarah Lyle, I need to get Sarah Lyle, because some of the stuff that you fire out on Facebook, your social media and all that kind of stuff, I look at and I go, she is tearing it up, guys. She is smashing it 2020 style. So she is loving it. Jenny has just said, is she paying us? Did you make phone calls before the interview to get more people to come and watch the show?
I paid them to come along and watch me.
Yeah. She said, Ricky says you're as mad as a hatter. But Ricky, come on, we already know that.
Yeah, it's
What's
true.
new there? So we don't need to talk about that. But Sarah, we are going to start off with a new part of our show, which, oh my word, I needed a pen, but I didn't have a pen. I'm just going to have to count my fingers. This is called, I didn't put this in the script that I sent you, but it's called the play the 30-second name to win it. Okay, so what's going to happen is I'm going to put 30 seconds up on the clock. The people will see it. Hold on, I need to stop it and take it back. Pew! There you go. You won't see it, but everybody else will see it. It's 30 seconds, and you will have 30 seconds to name as many things as possible to see how far we go. Okay?
Okay.
So, now, in saying that, Alissa did it on Tuesday, and she only got 10. So it can't be that bad. So you've got 10 to get to the top of the leaderboard. Okay?
Right. Okay.
So
10 to beat.
10 is the one to beat. I'll open my notepad here and I'll be able to take notes. Yes, that's the way we do it. Around technology and all that. Okay, so let's get some atmospheric music going. There we go.
And we better freaked out.
Bam, bam, bam. Sarah Lyle, you have 30 seconds to name as many different pies as possible. Your time starts now.
Cumberland. Shepherd's. Cottage. Chicken. Broccoli. Rhubarb.
Yes.
Apple.
14 seconds.
Mince pie.
30 seconds. 12, 11, 10.
Carrot. Is that what I done?
Come on, sis. Ricky says. Come on,
Carrots
sis.
and onions.
Carrots and onion pies. Come on. Sarah, 5
Corn.
seconds. Corn? Who has corn pie? Oh my days, and that's time. Time up, Sarah Lyle. Okay, you just said live on my show, corn pie.
Yeah.
Have you ever in your life made a corn
No.
pie?
I've never had corn ever. I also said Cumberland.
Sorry. You said corn with a Q. I was like, corn? C-O-R-N? Like yellow stuff? Okay, well, actually, corn pie. Ricky's laughing his head off here in the comments. Corn pie, yes, probably you would, because it's like a mince kind of thing. So I'm going to give you that point. Sarah Lyle, bum. The audience is going nuts because guess what? You just got 11 points.
Yes.
Sarah is top of our leaderboard. I know Ricky has just commented too. Corn pie. So Ricky, see,
well, you've got to respect the veggies, the vegetarians out there.
If you're a veggie and you're watching the show, folks, can you comment and let us know if there's such a thing as corn pie? What do you put in?
Can I just check? Did you think I said corn, like C-O-R-M?
Mm-hmm. So
okay,
did Ricky.
I should have said that.
Ricky. He thought it too, but I just said you won, so he just came in with a get in.
So,
yes, Sarah is top of our leaderboard, guys. Top of the leaderboard. Absolutely
awesome.
Loving it. Fabulous. So, Sarah, now on to the wee interview. Tell us a little bit about yourself, a wee bit about your background before we get into the theatrical arts, darling.
Well, I grew up, I was kind of born on the Antrim Road and then progressively moved out. Like we moved to, when I was 5, he moved out to the Newton Abbey area. And we kind of lived there for a long time. And then I went to Antrim Grammar. So I kind of then spent a lot of time out there. And then I went to London to study, and then I came back and moved back into the Antrim area and then back into the Newton Abbey area. So I've kind of always been around that kind of
What about
north.
What you were just saying there, the London area. So what was the college that you went to out there?
2001, I went out to Mount View Academy of Theatre Arts.
Awesome, which our listeners will know about because James Pattison, who's on the show, who was in Once, the musical, and The Last Ship, where he actually got to perform with Sting, he went to the same place.
Was it? It was honestly the best time. I spent 3 years there doing that, and it was just a really good grounding.
Awesome.
Just really taught you how to be a professional and how to conduct yourself and give you some really good skills for being in this industry, which is a difficult industry to be in.
Yeah.
So it taught me a lot. It was a great time.
Awesome. We just got a comment that says corn. Ricky must have done some research because Ricky just came back with a comment saying corn pie is a thing. It's a thing.
It's a thing.
So it's a thing, guys.
Oh, yeah.
So there you go. He has just commented and said it's totally a thing. So thank you, Ricky. I appreciate that. Thank you for doing my market research in the background as the show is going on. I appreciate that.
Thanks, bro.
You've
got my back.
So went to Mount View, came home, and then what was kind of the next step after studying? What was kind of I want to go and do this now?
Yeah, no one. But whenever you go to drama school, you're in this like little bubble for 3 years, and it's all amazing, and you're learning all this how to be a performer kind of stuff. But no one really tells you how to actually live in the performance industry, like how to conduct yourself, like the
Yeah.
actual jobs that you will get when you leave, and how to find those jobs. So I suppose when you graduate, there's a lot of figuring out. Right, how do I make this work, and can I make this work,
Yeah.
and who are the people I need to connect with, and after being a performer, like what else can I do? Because I think that when to survive in this industry, you've got to have lots of strings to your bow. So you've got to spend time figuring out who you are as
Yeah.
well, and what you're good at. So yeah, I basically kind of stayed in London for a bit, and got a really good agent, which was great, and got a couple of really good sort of TV jobs. But I also worked a day job. I worked in the London Dungeons, and I was one of the performers there.
Very
And it
cool.
was, yeah, it was a cool job. Like, one of the jobs there was just to do scare patrol. So you would literally dress up in Victorian costumes and scare the life out of people.
Oh, yes. Bring that on. It's like the Crumlin Road Jail whenever you do that Halloween. All my mates go up and they're scaring people
Yeah.
left, right, and centre too.
Yeah,
I don't
it
know.
was
If I
good.
did that, I think I'd be more scared walking around that building personally. But
It was
yeah.
quite terrifying. Yeah, it
Yeah.
is. It is quite being just hiding in the shadows. It's quite
Yeah.
scary.
Bit
But it was a
daunting.
great job. Yeah.
Well, like you said, strings on every bow. You have to be able to do it all. And do you know what? This CV, folks, this CV has so many strings and bows to it. Let's just go through this, Sarah, because this is class. Okay, so you have done some work on television, such as Bite Size BBC puppet series. Okay,
Yes.
now there's quite a lot of it here that is talking about puppeteering. Now, was this something that you maybe looked at like first? Like, is it part of your course that you did puppeteering, or is it something that kind of came in afterwards that really intrigued you?
No, it's one of those things about remaining adaptable
Yeah.
and seeing an opportunity, if it presents itself, and whether you have a connection with that kind of thing too. So literally, just an audition came up, and
Okay.
in Belfast, and there was a local production company filming, and they were co-proing with the Jim Henson Company.
Which we all know
Um,
does the Muppets. It's
Yes,
a big
Muppets,
company.
Sesame Street, and the local production company was 16 South, who are now flying. They're doing
Yeah.
absolutely brilliant. They've got a stream of programs out there, and they're really ambitious.
Yeah.
And they're Belfast based, and they're
Isn't that
they're
awesome?
keen. Yeah, it's so awesome. They're doing really well, and they've got a lot of drive. Colin Williams, and he's just not stopping. He's great. But he co-prod with Jim Henson, and then they produced Sesame Tree,
Okay.
which was Northern Irish version of, and it's used in schools a lot to educational kind of stuff. So it basically, the puppeteering kind of came out of nowhere. It came out through an audition experience, and then if you kind of look like you had kind of some promise within that, because it's a
Yeah.
really intricate skill set. It's not just
It's
something
a very.
that
I don't think people realize how tough it really is, because you're
Yeah.
like the muscle you must have as well to hold the puppet
Yes.
up, to do what it's got to do, plus all the other bits that are going on. And then do you also do the voicing stuff as well with it? Or is that
Yeah,
that's
so-
obviously done separate, but sometimes it might be the same.
Well, it depends. It depends what way their casting goes.
Yeah.
Some people just puppeteer, and then they add ADR voices on afterwards. Or I filmed Pajanimals, which is 52 episodes. It's on Netflix at the
It is.
moment. You
I
can
saw
go
that.
and watch
I saw
it.
that on social media as well. That was epic.
It's really exciting for it to be there. My kids watch it now downstairs, which is just really nice. They ask for Pajanimals so they can see mummy and hear mummy's voice. So
Which
that's
pajama
lovely.
animal are you?
I'm Cowbella, the little pink cow.
There you go, folks. Make sure you go watch it.
do go and watch it. So yeah, no, it's a skill set that had to be learned. It didn't come to me naturally. Like I had to work at it. I had to train at it. I got taught by the best. I got taught by Basil Brush puppeteer Mike
Oh,
Windsor.
amazing. That's cool.
Yeah.
Basil
Yeah,
Brush,
so I-
boom.
Yeah, so I stay in touch with him quite a lot, and then a couple of American puppeteers as well who came over here, who the Jim Henson puppeteers. So I literally learned from the best. It was brilliant.
That's so cool. That is so
Yeah.
cool. What an experience to be able to uphold and say you had. Like, that's class. And then
Yeah.
physical TV wise, did you do Casualty, it says here?
Yeah, when I graduated from college, and you're kind of staring at the what do we do now kind of thing, that
Yeah.
we've come out of this bubble, I was lucky enough to get a really good agent. I was with JLM at the time, got signed pretty quickly. So that was great. I mean, that's all that you can hope for when you come out of drama school, that you'll have that kind of backup and opportunity can come your way. So signed with them and then got auditions kind of pretty quickly and shot Casualty, an episode of Casualty, and then shot an episode of Down to Earth, all kind of BBC stuff. So things were like instantly pretty good for me. I can't complain. Like that, I didn't really have an awful lot of training in TV, so that was a lot of learning on the job as well. Because my view's very...
Yeah, it's one of those ones you watch and you look and as an actor, you're seeing all the production stuff going on around you as well, and it just opens your eyes to so much more of what it's all about. It's really cool.
Yeah, you have to realize that. I think you have to realize that you're not the center of the world when you do TV, because there's so many other elements going on.
Right.
Sound, set, props, like people behind the screen, cameras, writers. You just learn. You have to trust that they've cast you for the reason, and a reason. Then you always have this kind of second, you always kind of doubt yourself a little bit. But I think you just have to have the confidence to realize it's not all about me. They just want me to stand here and say these lines and perform them pretty well enough to get through. And yeah, there's just lots of different elements. So TV is a different. I've done a lot more theatre than I have TV, but
people do ask me, like, what is it I love about my job? I think it's the fact that every day is a school day. Like, every day I'm learning something different from somebody else. I'm currently studying that masterclass series online, learning from people like Ron Howard and Penn and Teller and Hans Zinger, who you're thinking, wow, like some of the stuff that they're pulling out from their industry field, and you just think that's so cool to be able to get that, but to be live with people as well and to see it going on, it's so cool. Sarah, let's move on. You've done some commercial work as well. You've done some work for Charles Horse Renault, Power NI, and then Roy Park, and so on and so forth, whether it be voiceovers or physical stuff as well. But then next you've got a writing, and the writing bit is really big. Like, there's a lot of different things that you have wrote and directed together, and I think that's where I first met you, was in the directing side of things. So what kind of changed there for you with regards to the performing and then moving into the directing side of stuff and writing?
Well, I was performing since I graduated in 2004, and before that I was doing a lot of youth stuff. So, I probably spent the best part of 10 to 12 years being solely a performer, really, and an arts facilitator. And I dabbled with writing a little bit just for a bit of fun, or I wrote scripts for youth productions, that kind of thing. So I was doing that for a long time, and then I had my kids, and things kind of start to change when you have your kids, because you realize that you can't. It's harder, not that you can't. It's just harder to go out and do like a 4-week theatre run and be out every single night. So you have kind of have to commit to your family. So things kind of changed, and I was like, right, well, what can I do, and how can I remain creative and earn money and still feel fulfilled as an artist? So I kind of started the transition from performer to writer, director, producer. Yeah. Not that I don't perform still. I do. If the opportunity arises, I'll audition for stuff.
Recently that I saw a few pictures of, you had a bit of muck and stuff on the face, and you were doing stuff with a whole pile of other women. What was that?
So that might have been Betrothed, was it?
I think that's what it was. Yeah.
So that was really fun, and I hadn't performed in 3 years since doing Panto, which I swore I would never do again, because it was it was just hectic with an 8-month-old and a 4-year-old, and 75 shows to do over the Christmas period. So that was like 3 years ago, and I thought, right, I need to not do this for a little bit, because it's just difficult balancing that time. With the family. But yeah, got kind of just auditioned and got that part in Betrothed, which played in the Baby Grand in the Grand Opera House last November. Cool. And it was just lovely to go back and just perform and not have all the stresses of producing and budgeting and organising a team. Mm-hmm. So I do enjoy it when the chance comes up.
Your mum, I'm going to bring this up on the screen as well. Kathy has just said, she says, Sarah had her own band singing her own songs. I love this, Kathy. I love this. So tell us a little bit more about this, Sarah.
When I came back, okay, so I'm not
Mum.
going to sugarcoat it. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
thanks, Mum. Whenever I was in London, like, it wasn't the easiest of times. I went there when I was just turned 18,
Yeah.
and I found it tough. I found it tough to be away from my family. I'd never kind of experienced being on my own before. And whenever you go to drama school, they don't have the kind of security of like halls of residence or anything like that. So you're kind of just like, you just kind of turn up and you have to find a house and you have to find people to live with, and you've no idea about the area that you're living in. And Mount View is now in Peckham in London, and it's got brand new digs and it looks amazing. I'd love to get over to see it. But when I went, it was in Wood Green, which was a pretty, it was kind of a kind of a dangerous area to be in. There was a lot of knife crime, a lot of gang crime and stuff like that. So it literally, it was a scary place to live for a 18-year-old on her own.
Absolutely.
So yeah, so the story with that is that I had my guitar, and I just, to kind of therapeutically get me through the time I felt like quite alone, I just used to write songs and just channel my inner stresses and strains through music. So yeah, just used to write songs. And then when I came home in 2005, I was like, right, what should I do with these? Because I just enjoy making music. So my stepdad, who is now passed, unfortunately, he was a big into music, John, and he taught me a lot. He taught me how to play guitar, and we used to songwrite together. And yeah, he was amazing. So I got together with him. We played my songs. He liked them, and then we formed a 6-piece band and just started gigging all around Northern Ireland.
That's really, really cool. I think it's one of those ones where I think anybody who's in the theatrical world dabbles in writing their own music at some point. Like, I've wrote a couple of different songs when I was on tour, and different things like that. You just grab a guitar and you find some time and you go, here, I'm going to write a song. And so let's move on next to then what was the first show? Do you remember the first show that you ever directed?
Oh, well, I mean, the first shows that I directed were youth shows. Like, we used to do a lot with Theatre at the Mill, and I would work a lot with a choreographer called Jennifer Milligan. Love her. We
love
started.
You, Jennifer, if you're watching, comment.
She said she was going to come on and heckle me, so I'm surprised she's not there, like throwing a few comments in.
They'll come at some point, don't worry. Jennifer will be here in a second.
Yeah, we first met on Panto, and then we just started to do more choreography and directing together, and it just seemed like a nice blend. And so the first show that I kind of directed, they're youth shows. We did High School Musical, we did Fame, Honk, all the kind of usual suspects. So that a lot of those. The first professional show that I properly fully directed was our pantomimes. Okay. We work up at the Breed Arts Centre in Ballymena, and we produce their Christmas pantomime year on year. So what was it? Rapunzel was our first one up there. Yeah. And it's great. It's a different experience working with professionals, and I love both, but it's lovely to work with professionals because they kind of just know the trade a little bit more, and you can just play a bit more, if you know what I mean.
I love that.
It's nice to have an end goal.
Whenever you throw, like when we did the panto recently ourselves, we had a guy, Nick, who had studied over in Mountain View and different things like that. But it helps as well when you got the professionals, because then you throw an idea in, they'll throw something back at you too. And then I think it then steps up the show, because then what happens is you're working and collaborating as a team and coming up with these ideas as well. But then you obviously have the final say on it as well. Ricky has just said, "We will rock you?" ? Was that one of your first?
What? How does he even?
I don't know.
That is.
Well done, Ricky. Now. I think Ricky and me going out for a beer would be a great night. But he says that's.
We did do an abridged version of "We Will Rock You." Again, it was a youth production. So we did an abridged version of that, and that's a really fun musical, and so really it lends itself really well to youth production as well.
Well, I've also had this other comment come in that you're going to love. This guy's called Ethan Redmond. He says, the pantomimes that Sarah create with Create Theatre are absolutely incredible and very high quality. I've had the privilege of seeing 2 so far and definitely feels like a Grand Opera House style pantomime. So professional. It's completely amazing, along with an A-class cast and crew. So,
Oh, that's
guys,
lovely.
we've got an absolute dynamite here in the studio tonight.
Oh,
and
that's
also,
lovely.
we should be able to say that, so we've got Puss in Boots as a panto that you've done, Rapunzel as a panto, but then other shows you were talking about earlier on, like Joseph and his Technicolored Dreamcoat.
Oh, yes.
That was one at the theatre at the Mill. I went to see that one, and it was brilliant. I think I did some video stuff for you too.
You did,
I just remember the cast that you had was class. That was the first time we ever met Jack Burley, and it was one of those like shadow moments because he's now a staff member for us that we were kind of like, I did an interview with him, but I didn't really know him, and then all of a sudden, like 3 years later, he's like, it's crazy. But then you did Annie Jr. What was the Wonderful West or the Wonderful Wild West musicals?
So Theatre at the Mill, Bernard, he wanted to do like
an original.
Yeah, he wanted to do kind of big all singing, all dancing musical, and he wanted to incorporate the likes of Annie Get Your Gun, and so we kind of melded
like
short
Oklahoma
scenes
and all that kind of stuff all together.
Oklahoma, and just kind of blended them all. I actually think that was our first Theatre at the Mill youth production.
Yeah.
So it was kind of, again, like an abridged version of lots of different country and Western kind of musicals. And those are musicals, to be honest, that are less done, but they're brilliant.
Oh, I love them. People laugh at me whenever like, let's stick an Oklahoma medley in. People are like, no.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, honestly, Oklahoma, get it in there. It's class.
Yeah.
But like your repertoire still keeps going. High School Musical, Honk, Fame, Hairspray, Hippos in the Shower. Now that's fun. What's that?
Do you know what? You've just brought me way back. That is probably one of the first kind of professional ones I did. And now that's quite a lot of years. But what year's on my CV there? Do you know?
No, I don't. but guys, folks, we're only halfway through. We're only halfway through, folks. Do you know what I mean?
I think
Sarah asked me at the start. Sarah asked me at the very start, how long is the show? I was like, it's usually about half an hour or close to an hour. Guys, we're gonna be here for about 2 days. 2 days.
You're very kind. I think that was around 2006. Right, there's this guy in Belfast called Jeff Gatt, who I think has now changed his name to Jeff Hatt.
Right. Okay.
And he writes a lot of music on ukulele. And this is the guy that you should know. And he's just brilliant. He writes this really quirky, like theme-based songs, little I'm going to say silly songs, but they're songs that you want to hear because they're just about kind of simplistic kind of stuff. Don't get me wrong, I'm sure he writes other stuff too, so that's not just all he does. But what I'm saying is he captures fun and playfulness in his songs, and he wrote this musical called Hippos in the Shower, and it's just crazy. I'd love to look at ways to bring it back because it's just uplifting fun. It's about 2 people who fall in love and they're trying to find their lobster. They're like their person.
Already.
It is incredible. I've got the soundtrack of it here, and sometimes I actually bring it out and listen to it because it's just a lot of fun.
We did a staff quiz about 3 weeks ago, and Sophie Greer put in her question round was all about lobsters.
Okay.
It was literally a round all about lobsters. It was hilarious. So you just reminded me of that one.
Although apparently lobsters are not as loving as you think they are.
No. Vicious things, horrible things, horrible. Can't stand them.
They don't mate for life. I don't think.
I know, disgusting creatures.
Like,
we've got to that point of the show, folks, where we're just dissing the life out of lobsters. Take that. And they're not even red. Apparently, they're only red whenever you cook them, and apparently they're actually green. I was like, it must be a very dark green because I always thought they were black. But there you go. So writing-wise, you've done a lot as well. So we've got some credits here. Let's talk about the Frozen Winter Wonderland. What's this?
Oh, okay. So it was just a little Christmas thing, and that was probably the start of me just kind of trying to put shows together.
Yeah.
And we just did some musical numbers, and we had some people come along, and it was just a lot of fun, really. And that was the start of me trying to just put shows together, I think, for myself, if you know what I mean.
Very cool. And you've done some voiceovers as well. There's been times I've been in the car, not like zoning out. You're just listening to the radio, but you're just driving, and the next thing you hear somebody's voice, and you go, "That's Sarah Lyle. That's bound to be Sarah Lyle."
Do you recognize my
I
voice?
recognize you, yeah.
Because I definitely clean it up for radio now.
Oh, of course, we all. Hello and welcome to. It's just one of those things. I think it's just built into you. So whenever we're kind of doing something like that, but no, I've heard you in a couple of times. But I think there's more Q radio. I think I heard you.
Yeah, I mean, every voiceover, that's kind of another strand of what I do,
Right.
like commercials and stuff like that, generally for local radio. But this really depends. Like, so you'll go in and you'll do a voiceover, and you'll just get like a studio fee, but then it could go on Q, or it could go on City Beat, or it could go on Cool or Downtown, and so it just, you don't know what really you're going in for. It can just go across many stations.
Class. So what are you doing now? What's the kind of, because obviously this COVID-19 has kind of kicked us all in the shins with regards to the theatre and the arts and all that kind of stuff. It's been tricky. People keep saying, "What are you doing? What are you kind of doing?" And you kind of think to yourself, "Well, I'm doing all I can, really, you know." And so what about your good self? Obviously, theatrical work and directing and things.
I think whenever this all hit, like 8 weeks ago, I had a lovely year lined up with lots of diverse kind of jobs, like ADing and writing the panto and directing and producing the panto, and some other jobs as well. Like I'm co-writing a show with Lisa Harker at the moment and Diona Doherty, and it was due to go into the Mac. It's still kind of up in the air, but I'm not sure if it's, well, just sort of waiting on confirmation as to
I think that's the thing. Some theatres have really come out very quickly with their decisive decisions about things, but some are really just cautious because I think they just want the theatre aspect to still be there so much that they just want to make sure they cross every avenue they can. It's the same with us with this guy coming over in the summer for us at Shy. We were like, should we just try and get your refund back now, or should we just wait a wee while and see how we kind of go and see if the project will actually happen or not? You know?
Yeah, it's hard to know. Because if you're putting out a show and you want lots and lots of people to come and you're putting a lot of money, investing a lot of money into it, from a producer's role, you want to get as many bums on stage. Obviously, you always do, but if it's a new writing thing as well, do you really want to put it out this year and have a half house, or do you want to put it out next year and have a full house? So there's all those kind of things you have to think about.
I was also thinking, along the lines, if you say you did a show and you wanted to put it over a period of time, but instead of theatres came out and said, right, well, usually you would hire for 2 days, we'll give you 4 because we'll have to split the cost, but they're still going to have the same expenses. Do you know what I mean? Like it's still going to be really, really difficult to kind of figure all that out and see how it goes. So I think that's going to be tricky. I think online's probably going to be kind of the way to go and do different things. You've dabbled with that, but it's still difficult because unless you're really good at video editing, it takes a long time,
So and there's a lot of people playing with, and I am playing myself. We've got a meeting on Saturday, a Zoom meeting on Saturday morning with a couple of performers, and we're going to just have a little theatrical play, and we're going to see what this medium of Zoom live theatre looks like and how you do it. So we're that's kind of fizzing about there as well, but that's gonna the instinct is to try and be as like responsive in this environment as you can, but because it's kind of uncharted territory, that takes time to work out how to do that and how to connect with an audience. So we're having a wee play with some online theatre as well, but it's going to just take a wee bit of time to get there.
100%.
I think.
It's kind of every day's a school day kind of thing. Like I said earlier on, we're always learning, we're always picking it up. Just had another comment coming in here. So from your point of view, what's the best way to improve your confidence through performing arts? Any tips like with regards to like never giving up on yourself or anything like that? What would you kind of suggest from your kind of experience?
I would just, in my experience, it's about getting involved with as many things as possible. And you never know what you're capable of until you try different things. I never thought I would be able to produce, and now I do. So I would say just get out there and connect with people. Connect with people who make you feel good about yourself. Put yourself in scenarios that scare you as a performer. Like try different things. Join different companies, research, learn. If you equip yourself with these skills, then things will become less scary and you'll feel more confident.
Absolutely. I think it's also in this industry, you're going to hear the word no a lot, specifically whenever it comes to certain auditions and things. But it's also realizing that it's not a no to you, it's a no to just that situation or that show at the time. There's going to be so many more opportunities and creating that kind of thick skin with yourself. So, Ethan, keep going, buddy. Just keep that confidence sky high. You know what I mean? Keep going, love it.
Ethan is a wonderful, I know Ethan, I know who you're talking about, and he's a wonderful supporter and a lovely person. And Ethan, yes, just keep your head down and keep learning and keep training.
Awesome. Class.
Yeah.
So Sarah, that's pretty much us. We probably could talk for a lot longer now, but we should probably wrap it up. People are thinking it's 40 minutes, but it feels like it's absolutely flown by, hasn't it?
Wowzers. Yeah, totally.
Absolutely flown by. But Sarah, listen, we wish you all the very, very best. If there's anything we can do here to help support or share or whatever it is, whether it's on the show or it's on our Facebook page, please do get in touch. Let us know. Guys, give it up for Sarah. Fantastic, inspirational woman. All these comments coming in, Sarah, you just got to go back and look at all these afterwards.
Oh, wow, I'm excited.
I tell you. I'm just waiting for
I just want to say to you,
Ricky needs one more final say on the show, folks. So Ricky,
don't give him the opportunity.
One more final inspirational shout out for Ricky. What are you saying?
Ryan, I just want to say thank you to you for everything that you're doing, because I know that you have a family at home and there's a lot going on, and we're all trying to juggle these balls and keep going and remain creative and stay positive. And what you're doing is great. Like, just keep at it, and we all enjoy seeing what you're doing. And you also offer wonderful opportunities to young people and inspire them. So keep her lit.
Thank you very much, Sarah. I really appreciate it. We studio audience in the corner, can you give her a round of applause? Thank you very, very much. Thank you very much. Sarah, thank you for coming on the show. Take care. Look after your own wee family. Stay safe, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you. Bye.
Right, bye. So, guys, that was Sarah Lyle. Absolute amazing on the show. And hopefully you got some really cool things from Sarah there, because she really is an inspiring, inspirational woman. And we're so glad to have had her on the show. To give you guys a couple of things that are coming up next week, we have on Tuesday the 26th, we have James Cristiano, who is from New York City. He is a New York City talent agent and manager. So he's going to be coming on to the show to talk about what it is to be a talent manager, and specifically in New York City, and to give you more of an idea on that. And then on Thursday the 28th, we have Mr. Peter Corey, a good old local lad, coming on to talk about what he's currently got going on as well. So we're looking forward to hearing that, because I know Peter does have a fair few different projects currently going on, so we're excited to hear about that. Now, it has got to that time in the show where we all love to go deep into the Uplift vault of different musicals and medleys that we have performed, and we get to see one of the old classics. Now, this one's not so old, but this one popped into my head yesterday as I was having a staff meeting with Jenna, Sophie, Shy and Jack, because Shy brought it up and I couldn't stop laughing. So we're now going to go to the vault, and we're going to watch Jack and the boys perform Hard to Be the Bard. So lads, take it away.
Well, hello, darling. My taste is so busy, it's making me dizzy. There's so much you gotta do. There's lunches and meetings and poetry readings and endless interviews. Gotta pose for a fortune and highlight the boards and that for eternity. And it's off to the inn where my innkeeper friend wants to name a drink after me. It's back to my room, I assume my attempt to write a hit. Just me and my beer and the terrible feel that I might be losing it. And it's hard, it's really, really hard. It's so annoyingly hard. I'm making it easy, but honey, believe me, it's hard, so incredibly hard, so inconceivably, unbelievably hard. It's hard to be the bard. Honestly, I just don't know how I do it. There's only so much of me to go around. I get so many fans, too many demands, I can hardly go take a beat. Be it the freak or the autograph seeker, they all want a piece of me. It's a cost that I bear, like keepers, I swear, but it's a burden I suffer through it. It's all part of the game, the trappings of fame, but somebody's gotta do it. And I know, I gotta go and get back to my pen and ink. Oh, don't make me do it, don't make me go do it. Get somebody, get me a drink. Cause it's hard, it's so annoyingly hard. It's sexy, but it's hard. This part of amazing, the beat is amazing, it's hard. the bar. I know, right, it made me famous, but being famous is just so much more fun. You see what people just don't understand. They're writing so many and it's mentally challenging, and it's a bore, it's such a joke. To sit in a room by myself, my God, I do. And you're trying to find an opening line or a brilliant idea, and you're pacing the floor and hoping for that little bit of divine intervention. That one little nugget, that one little spark, and when you've got it, you're ready to start. Now you can write, right? Wrong, you're not even close, you remember it. Damn it, your play's gonna be an iambic pentameter. So you write down the word, but it's not the right word. So you're trying your word, but you can't find the word. And what is the word? You can't find the word. Oh, where is it? What is it? 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 Sire, are you okay? Well, I think I just lost it.
It's quite understandable considering it's quite hard.
It is, isn't it? Hit it! 5, 6, 7, it's hard. It's hard. It's hard. Fortune and fate, everyone knows might never come up, but it's still freaking hard.
And we're back in the studio. Thank you very much to Jack for that wonderful, wonderful performance from the show Something Rotten. I just got a wee text there from Jenna. She was saying that up on the description bar of the show, you would have seen it said special guest Sarah Lyle, but underneath it, it used my description from Tuesday night about Alissa. So apologies about that. I'll make sure I get that changed for next week. I was in a bit of a rush. Like I told you at the start of the show, I was running a bit late due to the fact that my courtesy car was an hour slow with its clock, so I was a wee bit behind. Whoopsies. Anyway, now moving on to that favourite part of our show, which is the Sophie Insta Challenge. So we are now going to go to Instagram. Let's see what's on here. Pew, let's bring it on. Oh, look, Joanna is back home and she was up in the hills with some guy. So there you go. Let's see what else is going on. Guys, I love bread. There's bread. Bread Fred. And let's see, we've got Acting Up Belfast, got some wonderful things coming on. Space Stories. Hello, Claire. And some food. So, and there's Candid Live. So let's go and see if we can find Sophie up here at the top. Oh, here we go. We've got Sophie. And let's go full screen. Pew! And let's see what Sophie's got.
7 a.m. the usual time I wake up. Just a joke, it's more like 10:15. Drag myself out of bed, put on some makeup. Then I'll eat and I'll snack and I'll eat and I'll snack. Attempt to read a book, I'm on page 2 or 3. Because motivation don't come easily when you're just stuck inside your house indefinitely. Just wondering, when will my life begin? Then after lunch it's time to record my Insta, singing the song, plan costumes and dance routines. Then I have to edit all my footage. Then I'll snack again because I feel deserving. I'll Zoom call with friends so they know I'm alive. And I'll attempt to do some form of exercise. But I'll get bored and stop almost immediately and wonder, when will my life begin? And I'll keep wondering and wondering and wondering and wondering, when will my life begin?
Guys, Sophie is amazing, is she not? Just comment in and let us know. Oh, what is that? Oh, Joanna's back again, folks. Oh, I should probably come off that. I don't know what she's doing. She's doing her makeup. And let's go to a little, just take that off. There we go. So there you go. So she baffles me because, like, she does all the music, right? Records it all on the company laptop, and then after that, she goes and edits it. And that blows my mind. I don't know how to start editing on Instagram. So I am such an old man with regards to just Facebook. But there you go. Sophie is tearing it up, folks, tearing it up. So that is the end of our show. We hope that you all enjoyed coming along and supporting us. And if you didn't get a chance, please do look back and watch later on. I'll leave you with some positive comments. The first one is from Mr. Willie Nelson, and it's this. Once you replace negative thoughts with positive ones, you'll start having positive results. So guys, keep positive. Difficult times, but we love you. We think you're awesome. I've just got somebody said I should make a TikTok, Ryan. We have an Uplift TikTok, but Jack is totally in charge of that because, again, I am so old. And then in every day there are 1,440 minutes, which means we have 1,440 daily opportunities to make a positive impact. Folks, with this in conclusion, I hope that's what this show does to you. I hope that you feel positive as you watch it, that you enjoy yourself, that you embrace the banter that Candid Live has, and that you all take very good care of yourself, look after one another, love one another, positivity, share this, comment, get this show out to the people so that they can feel good. And we will see you all next time with the wonderful James Cristiano on Tuesday. Good night and God bless.